after.
I feel now the future. Hail, King that shall be.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
Look like the innocent flower, but with the serpent under it.
All hail Macbeth that shall be king hereafter.
How full of scorpions is my mind?
What's done is done.
Life's but a walking shadow. Honor, love, a friend, but in their stead, curses.
Oh man, Marion, seeing that trailer just gave me chills because that movie is so like intense and dark and amazing and brooding and incredible, and your character's unbridled ambition is just terrifying. How did you approach playing her?
Hello.
And Marion is Lady Macbeth, obviously.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of pressure because it's such an iconic role, and I mean, having the opportunity to play Shakespeare in English is really a gift, but also a lot of work because, I mean, for a French actress, I never expected to have this opportunity. So it was a lot of pressure, and also the fact that amazing actresses reached perfection with Lady Macbeth before. But we had an amazing director. Justin Kurzel is really, I mean, already with only 2 movies, for me, one of the greatest directors of our time. And he had such a unique vision. And so I just, you know, we just had to let ourselves go into his world and don't think too much about this pressure and the fact that it's such like one of the most, you know, one of the greatest female character. Yeah.
And I mean, speaking of the fact that, I mean, your publicist and I email about this all the time, your crazy ability to do any accent. I mean, you've played a Polish immigrant. How did you perfect that?
Well, it's a lot of work because actually I'm not very good at accent. Like if you ask me to do, yeah, no, honestly.
James
like
Gray said that you're one of the, he said your ability to do accents is like nothing he has ever seen before.
Yeah, because it's just like a lot of work. There are some people who, no, but.
I love how she downplays it. She's like, yeah, it's a lot of work.
No, yeah, but well, if I don't work, I you know, I mean, any actor who, you know, doesn't work, doesn't deliver something that is watchable, in my opinion. But no, it's just the amount of work is huge, and you just have to not think about it and go in there. And I mean, I always think that I don't have enough time because it's, I mean. And with Shakespeare, I mean, you have to honor the fact that you're in there and that you're saying the words of a genius who still is today one of the greatest writer of all time. And for the Polish, it was really hard too. Well, the Polish it was harder to actually speak Polish and make people believe that I was a Polish woman. And when I worked on this film of the James Gray's movie, I was thinking,
The Immigrant.
all the audience will be Polish and they will judge me and they will think that my Polish is terrible. But no, it's just, it's not the funniest, I mean, it's not the funniest part of it. each time I choose a role because I love it, and then I realize, oh my God, it's going to be like hours and hours with a dialect coach over again and again. I'm like, well, but it's also a chance to explore. That's what I always wanted to do as an actress. It's explore souls that I will never experience in my real life, and to have the possibility to explore more than my culture is really something that I feel very grateful for and fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I talked to you for The Immigrant, you said that the best part of your job is that you can dip your feet into specific worlds for 3 to 6 months, and then you're done. So it's like having a million different careers and learning a million different things, and then you're finished. What did you tap into to play her? What did you tap into to play Lady Macbeth?
I don't know.
I mean, how did you prepare to play her?
Oh, yeah. We had a month and a half of rehearsal, like a theater process. And that was really amazing because Shakespeare is so rich, and you can give like many interpretations of only one sentence. So we studied the play with a Shakespeare expert called Neil Swain, who was also our dialect coach. And he really we studied thoroughly this play and all the meanings of only one word. And then we rehearsed because we needed to find, there are so many different interpretations, as I said. So you need to choose. You need to, you need to choose how you're gonna, what meaning you're gonna give to the scene, to the whole story. So we rehearsed for a month and a half.
Wow! And did you connect with Michael immediately?
He's such an amazing actor, and he is very creative. And what I found really amazing and beautiful is the way he's creative is not only for his character. It's not like a selfish creation to only make his character unique. He's creative through his character, but for the whole movie, and everything is connected. And his passion for cinema is so inspiring. And I felt very fortunate, lucky to spend this month and a half with him, watching him searching, watching him explore, because it's very rare that you get to be in the kitchen of a great chef, and see all the secrets and how from just a script he's going to build a character and become this person, especially Macbeth, especially with Shakespeare. And I felt very lucky that I could actually attend his preparation.
What was the most surprising thing that you learned from watching him?
Well, surprising was when we were shooting the movie I as I said, he was super creative, and every day he would come with an idea that I wasn't aware of. And so I would be surprised every day, and I would have to react with his proposition, his ideas, and that was really amazing because as I said, all of his ideas were super connected. So not one time I was like, oh my God, what is he doing?
Yeah.
When sometimes he did like pretty surprising and crazy stuff.
I mean, it is a pretty crazy, it's intense. How do you play a role this dark and not take it home with you every night?
That was not easy. That was not the easy part because I am affected by the character I live with for like months. This is something that was not a problem for me before I was a mom, because I would just like enter kind of a new world and a new dimension, and all my friends knew that when I was shooting a movie, I was like, I'm not a method actor. Like I don't stay in my character if I don't need to. But when I did the movie about Edith Piaf, for example, I felt that I was like kind of staying with this character, but that was okay because I was aware of it and I wouldn't go crazy and act like, you know, a different person. But I felt that something would stay and would stick with me, and that was okay again. But since you know, I'm a mom now, and it's been 4 years and a half, and my son doesn't need Lady Macbeth in his life. So so I had to, like, he didn't need like the very dramatic characters that I did before since he was born. So I just need to find my way before I push the door of my house or apartment to like just like breathe it out, and sometimes it's not. Yeah, sometimes it's not very easy, but I have to protect him. I mean, he has nothing to do with my shit, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what was the production like on this? Was it incredibly difficult, or was it actually lighthearted? Because I've always found, or not always, but when I talk to actors, they usually say that the more difficult the movie, the easier the shoot.
I mean, there was like, because we had prepared the movie for such a long time, you know, a month and a half is really...
It's unheard of. Usually.
Well, we were on set, and then when you build a very strong base, then you can let it go on set, and if you're lucky, some magic will happen. But so for me, it was never easy. Like, I stressed out throughout the whole movie because I don't know, I had this pressure and I couldn't get rid of it, and I thought, well, if you can't get rid of it, like, just use it because that's the way it is, and you need to accept it. You need to accept that you won't have control of yourself, and it was pretty much connected to her losing control of everything. So, but at the same time, working with Michael and Justin was so easy, and they made things very easy, and so that was I found some joy in the darkness, and also we were like in so beautiful sets, and that was one of my dreams, to go to Scotland, and for some reason I never went there before the movie, and that was so beautiful, even if the elements were brutal sometimes. I mean, the wind would like put us down, and one day it took like 4 people to put me back up, and to find the balance to like actually stand in this wind, or the hailing too. That was, but also as an actor, as I said, you use everything you have to use everything that is around you. And if you fight against something, we will feel it in your interpretation. So we used everything: hailing, wind, cold, freezing water, you know.
How did you come up with her look, especially the blue war paint, basically, that she wears?
Yeah, that was the makeup artist who came up with this amazing idea, and I mean, the crew, all the people who worked on the costumes and the makeup and the hair were really amazing, talented, and how Justin inspired all those people was really beautiful to watch. He's really, I'm working with him again. I'm working with him again with Michael too on Assassin's Creed, and it's like 2 very different playgrounds. But they put the same passion in the same way to inspire all the people they work with, and they want to give their best, and No, I thought this blue thing was really amazing. The first
amazing.
time they put it on me, and it was research from like very ancient makeup, and they did a lot of research that was really beautiful.
Yeah, because her look is just frightening and awesome and beautiful. I mean, she's a gorgeous woman. That's
Yeah,
You are
yeah. Yeah. I don't know what can I answer to that.
Did you and Michael have instant chemistry? Because you guys, on film, you definitely do, and I don't think that that's something that you can fake or pretend. I mean, it's either there or it's not.
Yeah, we get along together, and he really. When I did this movie, I had a lot of questions about my job, and as much as I love it, sometimes maybe because I had worked too much, I was kind of a little lost, and I had kind of lost the purpose of what I was doing. And his passion for cinema really showed me that what I was doing was a beautiful job, a beautiful thing that gives, emotions, questions to the audience, something that sometimes. And I met this guy at the same time, another guy who said, but when you go and see a movie, what do you feel? And I said, well, I feel emotions, I feel, all kind of stuff. And he says, well, what does it provoke inside of you? And I said, well, I feel alive. And he said, so you don't have to question what you do. And at the same time, working with Michael, and because the way he spread his passion for cinema, not only acting, but producing, and I'm pretty sure he's going to direct one day. He's so inspiring, and that was, and what we shared was really important for me. And he's really down to earth. He's committed to his job. He's fun. He's an amazing guy.
And in terms of your own career, when you pick your projects, is it based on instinct or I mean, how do you pick your projects? Because I don't think that there's an actor working today, except maybe Kate Winslet, who has done such a wide variety of genres, directors, roles, accents.
Yeah, I think it's going to be instinct. If I read a script and that it becomes a need right away, a need to be part of this project, and I feel that I have my place there, so that's how I choose a project. And also, the director for me is very important today, because I chose some projects sometimes without really having this strong connection that I need with the director. Otherwise, I cannot give everything I have to give. So today, I really need this connection to happen before we get on a project, so I know that the director that we will create this very strong and deep relationship, and that we will give everything to this character and to the character and the story.
Of all the characters that you've played, who do you think is the closest to the real you?
Real me?
Yeah.
Ooh. Whoa.
It's definitely not Lady Macbeth.
Definitely not. Thank God. I don't know. I like to have characters that are very far from me, because then I learn something, about the human being's soul. That's why I do that job, I guess, to understand who we are and what we are. But closest to me, honestly, I couldn't say. They're all so dramatic. Maybe, I did this French movie. The title in French is, in English, is Little White Lies, and that was kind of close to me at a period of my life, but this is a movie that I cannot watch because when I was preparing the movie, I always try to find a way of talking, a way of breathing, a voice, a different, something that is totally different from myself. And when I was working on this character, I tried everything to get rid of myself. But what was working was my voice, was my way, my behavior, and I hated it. And I was like, no, I want to create something different. And so when I watched the movie for the first time, I saw myself, and I saw when I'm not at ease, and what I saw, I hated it because, you don't look at yourself when you're in a position that you don't feel good. You never have an image of you feeling bad, and that's what I had, and that was really horrifying to see myself being not at ease. Even if it was a character, I saw myself. It was really, so I would say this one, but not today. Many years ago, I was kind of lost, and she's a character that is, kind of lost, and she sleeps with everybody, which I didn't. But, she struggles with life, and we all do at a certain point of your life, and but I didn't like it at all, being myself. It was horrible.
Are you able to watch yourself though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need it. Maybe one day I won't need it anymore, but I don't need the pressure that I have before watching a movie, and the pressure is from the day I finish the movie to the day I will watch the movie. I freak out each time. I'm like, did I manage to honor this character, this story? And the pressure is really, and it gets more and more terrifying as I don't know why. Before I watched this movie, I was like, even some movies, I ask some friends to go and watch the movies because sometimes I feel that I go super deep in some places, and I'm like, if it doesn't work, I don't want to watch it because it's going to be just the end of it, and I'm going to be like, I quit my job and I do something different. So sometimes I need my friends to go and see the movie, and if they like it, and if they think what I did is okay, so I can watch it. But I need to see the result of, because sometimes you're on set and you feel something and the result is really not good when you felt something. So I need to find why and where I went wrong, and I misunderstood my own feelings, thinking I'm living something that feels authentic, and what is delivered is absolutely not authentic. So, and I'm a very, very hard judge, which I think is good, because with yourself you should always be tough.
As they say, the proof is in the pudding, right? So
Yeah.
so, and one final question before we turn it over to the audience. How did you know with Macbeth that it was working? At what point did you guys know in the rehearsal process that everything was coming together?
I never knew.
Oh, you didn't know?
During the process, I would go back home every night, and I would be in the shower, and I would be like, oh my God, this is the end of your career. It's miserable. How can you be French and think that you're gonna have a good British accent? And I never knew that it would. I trusted Justin, and what I saw that the movie was would be amazing, and I saw Michael, and he was so good, and I was really worried that I would be the weakest link, and it's not a good feeling, but no, so I never knew.
Well, just my opinion, you knocked it out of the park. You watching the movie, you fully understand what compels this man to do what he does? And that's you. That's Lady Macbeth. Is the driving force for him.
Well, that's first of all the vision of this director, who's really amazing. And I remember the first time I talked to him. I mean, it's his second movie, and I was like, this guy is like 100% crazy. First, he directs Macbeth as a second movie, and also he asks a French actress to play Lady Macbeth. Yeah. Like, he must be out of his mind. And then he started to talk, and everything he was saying about the play, about what he wanted to do with the characters, was so beautiful. And I mean, I really wanted to be part of his world, and the character, and all this is the result of his vision and his commitment to the play, and his talent with actors, and the way he wants to find humanity in everything in this world. Even in a chair, he could find humanity. He's really like that kind of guy and that kind of director.
And with all due respect to him, you are amazing. So let's turn it over to the audience for a few questions, please.
Hi, Marion. Big
Hi.
fan of your work. Can't wait to see the movie. I'm wondering if there are any other Shakespeare roles you'd like to sink your teeth into, particularly male roles.
Yeah, I would love to experience the Shakespeare comedies. But honestly, this one was really the one I dreamt about for years. I thought that I would maybe want to do it on stage, but the experience of darkness, I had it. Thank you very much to Justin Kurzel.
It's a wrap.
It is a total wrap.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I wanted to ask you, since you're French, are there any French history or historic characters you would like to play?
Wow. I remember I thought about it, but it went away. Why? I don't know. Maybe. I'm so sorry. It's going to take a long time for me to think about it. So,
We can come back to it if you think of it.
yeah.
Great.
Sorry.
We're going to take our last question from an online viewer. So Donald would like to know, how did you go about making the role of Lady Macbeth your own and fresh compared to previous renditions of the character on film and stage?
That was really hard to get rid of all those amazing actresses who delivered amazing interpretations of Lady Macbeth, especially for me, Judi Dench, that I had seen a few years before when we did Nine, the Rob Marshall's movie together. I watched on YouTube because they have like all the little pieces of her magnificent and perfection Lady Macbeth. I really had to get rid of her. She was like in my brain, eating my brain, and that was really, really hard to forget her timeless interpretation. I struggled for a while, and then I told myself, you just have to trust Justin. And I trusted him already, but I needed to think about this trust I had, and because I knew he was the one who would do a special Macbeth and make it unique and new and fresh. And so I totally put myself in his hands, and that's the only way I could forget about this thing that I had in my mind. How am I going to do a good job, a job that is as good, at least as good as those actresses, the job that those actresses did before. And even thinking about this, I was like, oh my God, you cannot do a job that is as good at that. So I struggled for a while, and then I thought Justin will help me.
Well, thank you so much, Marion.
Thank
and the movie
you.
Macbeth is in theaters right now. Light comedy. Take your kids.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh your asses off. I mean, believe me.
Thank you so much, you guys, for the great questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you.